Welcome to part 3 of building my clients' foundational systems from scratch in Notion. So as you can see, we have already built out in our previous videos our client hub and our operational hub. And another big aspect of running any small business, especially an online business, is content creation. So we're going to be building out a content creation hub. When people are just starting out, I like to have all of their content elements or promotional calendars in one spot so that it is easy to see in a calendar view, like all the pieces of content that you have going out. That's strategy. And then I also use an app called Notion Social, which allows you to post social media directly from Notion. There'll be a link to that in the description below if you'd like to check it out. But it really helps like pull up uploading / re-uploading. So some of the properties that I set up are going to be relevant to that integrating with as well. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so you can see I've got a database as I always start out with, and this first one is just going to be like topic idea, a topic main idea. That'll be helpful when you're adding it into your database. And what we're going to do here is we are going to create a status property, and we're just going to update it property to the different kind of statuses. So we're going to have idea or reveal. And this is just going to be, this status is really going to be inherent to what your workflows did. Scheduled, ready for approval, idea, posted. If you have a VA, it could be like ready to create or needs graphic, that sort of thing. You can add those in. It's really going to be inherent on what your workflow is. So idea, ready for approval, schedule, posted. It's like the most basic that we're going to go through here. Then we're going to add a files and media thing. And this can be media property. And video. So those two can get uploaded here into our files and media. And then we're going to have publish date. We're going to do a date so we can schedule these out. Publish date. And then we're going to have the account. So this can be a select. So it can be a multi-account, multi-select. So this can be select. And this can be your Instagram, your email, YouTube, whatever accounts you're using. Platform. Makes more sense for me. Platform. And then we're going to also add, this is one specific, but we're going to add the caption here. If it's a caption. And then we can add the post link to content. This is going to be a URL. And this is the link to content once it's posted. And then we can change the status to, I'm going to actually change this to published because I think that's more like a universal published. Like I said, depending on your type of content, you can decide how this is going to go. And there's going to be some more properties I'll probably add in here. So let's see. And then some of these are going to be very specific. So to the type of platform that I'm posting on. So I'm going to rename these just to make it easier for me to know when I need what properties filled in. So this one is for like social media only. So I'm going to add here. I guess that could be blog too. Same thing for here. But some of these other ones that I'm going to add in really help with, so we'll have like email, we'll have subject line, which is really email only. We'll add that here. And I'll show you how we'll keep this organized for ourselves after by creating some template and then send to live. So do you want to send it to your entire list? For this one, we're just going to make it simple. And this client that I'm setting up for is just using email and Instagram currently. So we're just going to do those two, but doing those two, you should be able to see. And then the email body, we would type down here. Subject line, send to list. Let me just double check in my email marketing platform if there's anything else that I like to include in here. We can put content type here. So content, let's do a select field and do content type. Content type. And then from here, since we know she's going to do this email newsletter, email promo, those are the two types of emails she sends. She has a reel, carousel, static post. Pretty much feel like that's all for right now. And if we wanted to make these cuter, good. Carousel. I don't even know if people really do static posts anymore. Like most people do reels or email here. And this will make sense a little bit when we go and set up our template. And you can add as many as you do or as you want to. If you're doing something like YouTube, I do recommend though, I like to keep my long form YouTube separate. But you could keep it together. It's just mail. Newsletters we're about to live. So we have our email type, subject line, send to list, media property. You can also add a Google Drive folder because sometimes my clients like to have their newsletters drafted in Google Drive. And then I also do to track analytic. So I'm going to add those properties here. But of course, this is going to be number. We're going to do Notion Social does the for me because I probably wouldn't. We're going to do the phones we know. Social media. Like, I'm going to duplicate that. It automatically fills in the analytics after, which is great because I would never do this detailed of stuff myself, but having this is great because you can go back through later and see which of your posts perform the best and be able to filter it. But it would be a lot of work if you were grabbing analytics for every single post, but this automates the process. Why not have it here? And then for email metrics, I'm tracking for each piece of content. I'm tracking just number again. we want this to be email. I am tracking opens. We are tracking click. We are tracking- Hmm. And then actually I want this to be, this can be open percent. So it's really what's more important to me. So I'm actually going to perform percent. Just change this to and then click percent. Click percent. And this would be a number. And then what I could do was duplicate the, we're going to do total open. We're going to edit this to be a formula. The total, and you could do this formula like some give it to the other way around. But to do this formula, we would do that times open percent. I would give you a number. You do like this percent. Actually, I'm going to duplicate them. Let's be subscribed. We're going to duplicate them. Do. Psst. And we then we have all our metrics, and I'm going to go ahead and just always hide these because I actually don't look at them here. I look at them in my metrics hub, but I like to have the option to look at them. So all of these metric ones, I'm just, there's a way where I do that. We're going to do always hide all the metric when I'm doing it so that we're not seeing all that other crazy stuff while we're trying to do our work. Okay. So for this, I find it really useful to make some template since there's a bunch of different properties and we're using this for a bunch of different things. So I'm going to move you over here and I'm actually going to show you maybe the templates for that. What we're going to do here is create a new template, and this is going to be our IG Reels. Maybe we can, I used to, let's see if I can find it really quickly. It makes it look just very pleasing to the eye. I used to have Notion covered. We've got them right here. So we're going to go ahead and download the Instagram one. Instagram one, download. And then we're going to upload. our template here. We're going to go ahead and open that up. Boom. And then now we have this free little Instagram reel. And what we're going to do for this template is we're going to choose Instagram because we know it's going to be an idea. And then we're going to choose the content type is a reel. Then we'll know it's a reel idea. We can bring our published date up to the very top. And then I want to hide when empty. Hide when empty. Okay, so then we have our Instagram reel, and then all we need to do is come in and fill out our caption. I'm actually going to add 2 more properties that my clients have been finding helpful is on screen look for real. And then we're going to add in cover. So it really just helps to, I did my on-screen cover text. Okay, and then we're hiding all of the that's too much. Okay, so then we have our Instagram Reels template. We know that it's a reel, and that's wonderful. Okay, so then let's move on to our next Instagram template. So we're just going to duplicate this, but it's going to be our Instagram carousel. Our Instagram carousel. And then here's our caption. And then all we're really going to need to change is this is to a carousel post. And then the status size idea. So then that one's good. And then we're going to duplicate this guy. And we're going to change this to IV static post. And we're just going to change this to static post. And then LS good and hidden as well. Cool. So now we have a template for that 3 types of content that we create so that it'll be easy to fill in. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to download and an email one. So we can do email as well. I actually don't like this color. I'm going to change the color. Yeah. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and create a new template here. And we are going to add a new custom cover. For a little bit email. It's going to be email newsletter. And then for this, we're going to do our wait, hide this, that'll work. And this is going to be email, and then content type. This is going to be our email newsletter. See what we get everything we need. So we have our status, idea, publish date, email newsletter, send to list, and Google Drive folder. That is exactly what we want. Okay, so we can close that template out. And then what we're going to do is duplicate another template, and we're just going to change this to promote email. Promote email. Okay. And then that's exactly what we want it to show. So then we can just look at our templates here. So we've got our reel. Actually, just do that. Always show. Oh, wait. How do we do that? Let's do customize page. We're just going to always show these. And we just know we don't need a subject line for always. Always show. Okay. So that's why I said if you're going to do more YouTube and stuff that has like a bunch of different properties, you might want to break it up. But I do think it's nice to see all of your content mapped out on one calendar, but the properties can get to be a lot to navigate around, especially if you're using Notion Social Post, because there would be other ways around it if you didn't want to have that. We've got this, and then there's one more type of property that I actually didn't include that I'm going to include right here. I'm actually going to create a new template, and this is going to be a promo focus. And I like to use this, or I like to use this to map out the overall theme on my content calendar and what is getting focused when I'm doing my quarterly planning. So I'm actually going to add a platform here. This should be promo focus here. And there won't be any content type. And this is just going to be, we'll just edit the status. It's going to be promo period. And the status is just going to be period. So this here is going to be promo period. And then for this, I'm just going to add I do have a calendar here. We just download it. Current page. I don't know why we got a little, we're going to move on. And then we're going to add our, not a cover. Oh, I did that. Okay. Remove. We just want an icon. We'll go back and make everything pretty at a later time. Do. Let me go ahead and build. Promo focus. And then I actually going to add one more. We've got a lot of properties. We're going to relate this to this, relate it to itself. Why would we do that? Because what if we want to see, we have a promotion period and we want to see all of the content that we have scheduled that is related to the content. So we're going to do related content. Or maybe we have an Instagram post or maybe we have an Instagram post that we're also making into a like newsletter. And we would be able to link all of the ones that are related to that. I think I do want it to be like a content, and this would be a related promo period. All those. So that we could relate them all together. Okay, so then we're just going to go ahead and delete. And then the base of our content creation database is set up, but it is not very helpful in this view, I feel like. So let's edit a little bit more in views that I find very helpful. And we also might add in some pillars, but let's just edit. I definitely like to look at my content in a calendar view so that I can plan it out. So I'm going to change this to content calendar by published date. And I want to show the icon. And then I also want to show the status. I want to show the type of content it is. And it'll already have that cute little icon. So if we do this, we say, this is my idea for Notion content creation. And then I want it to be an Instagram reel. You can see that it posts up here, what it is, Instagram reel. Also want it to show me, like getting really fancy now. I want it to show me months, publish date, show page icon. I want it to show the media too. So what I'm going to do here is find where it says media. And it'll show me, if I have a picture attached, it'll show me the media to that as well. Just the very little, but it'll help like trigger like that this is created. Okay, so this is going to be monthly calendar view. Monthly calendar view. And then we have all our content. And maybe we just sort this by group. You really learn how you use this best and how it works best for you once. That's why I don't like to put a lot of user filters on here. But I know that these generally work best. Like we need to know when we're planning our content and what's going out where. It's always helpful to have a view of everything you've got. And then for this one too, I like to show it as a board so I can see what's by the status. So then this is going to be content by status. Content by status. But I only wanted to do it if it's scheduled because I don't want to see all my ideas right here. I just want to see the content that I've scheduled because that's how my work flow works. I'm going to add a filter where publish date is relative to this week. Maybe I'm only looking at it at the month. So I'm going to rename this so I know monthly content by status. So I know, and then let's just hide this promo period group. Let's just do manual. So we would do idea and we'd want to show ready for approval, scheduled, public. And then we would want to hide the promo period because you don't really care about that. But you can see, oh, this is ready for approval. Don't want it to hide the empty ones though. Let's see. No, unless colors always help. And then we could do, let's just add to the dap. Where did it? The first time of this. Okay, let's add to this in progress. The promo period here. And then maybe it needs coffee. That would be one of our things, and needs media. And then we would do ready for approval and then ready to schedule would be the workflow that I would do. So these are our ideas. Then we add the copy, we create the media for it. It's ready for approval, ready to schedule. If you wanted to change these to different colors, you could. Let's just change this to purple. So that's a different color. And we haven't even talked about animations, but you can like assign stuff to different people as like, that's probably a property I do want to add is, let's go ahead and add that. Is what person it's assigned to. Because we need another property on this table. It's not even let me go anywhere. Here, we'll do it like that. Person. So a very helpful automation could be when if my VA does my media, when it changes to needs media, then it could automatically change the assignee to her so that she gets notified in her Notion. So that would make it really great. Okay. And then let's clean up this all content view. We don't need all the properties showing. Let's see, maybe topic, publish date, platform, just on platform, and we like data. Like I said, I don't really use this all content. I use the monthly calendar view and the monthly content by status. Okay, so this is our content creation. And then maybe we want to do an ideas only database. Okay, so I was actually interrupted by my children. They're home for the summer, the joys of being a work from home mom. So the next part of the video is a couple of days later when I'm finishing up the content database. So let me know down in the comments if you have any questions about what went from here to there, because it's not exactly the smoothest transition. I'm just finishing up the content creation database. So I've added a table here to map out my creation schedule. So when I'm going to create my news, when am I going to batch my, I'm going to put like batch. When will I batch my content so that I can plan that out? And then I also set up a table to do like my content creation cadence. Right now, the things that I'm putting out is Instagram reel, Instagram status posts, which I probably won't even do that one, but it's just nice to have. And then as you add more platforms, as you get your systems going, and you can update this as needed. So the 3 calendar views that I ended up setting up, I don't know when I cut off last, but publish date, when I plan to create them, and then a monthly content by status, and then all contents. And those can be like updated according to your workflow. And then the last thing that I want to put in here is just I'm going to do another toggle heading. Let's just do a ideas bank. And actually, this is just going to be a linked database of my content creation database. So I'm going to do linked database, linked view of the content creation database. And I'm going to do by pillar. And I want it to be a board. And I want it to be grouped by pillar. And I want them to be in alphabetical order. So these are just the different types of content that I would create. Let's just color code the column. There's no content in here right now, so that's why you can't see it. And then we're going to be a filter where we want where the publish date is empty. That means that it hasn't been used yet. We're going to do is empty and then save that for everyone. And then as I add new content ideas in here, so maybe I've got an idea about how I use AI to create launch copy. And then this is a process. So then you can see that I've got my process. And then as I get these filled up, I can just begin to drag and drop these down into my publishing calendar as I am ready to write those things. And go ahead and delete that. And you can change these pillars. These are just like the way I think. They're not necessarily like pillars in your business, but if you wanted to do something like gut health, or if you're a dietitian and want to do something about gut health, hormone, the different conditions that your clients face, you can do it that way as well. I'm just going to go ahead and hide that view of the database. And then I'm going to stick this guy in here so that he is toggled in here. Idea bank. Okay. Idea bank. You also might want to include a hashtag bank. So that would be something that you could add here. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to keep it empty. That could just be another page kind of that you have. And so, yeah. So the process, we'll go through the process, but this is just the build. I'll be making like other videos on how to do the process. But here's our idea bank. Got our content creation schedule. content cadence. Basically, you would figure all these things out, begin to feed in these ideas. At the beginning of the month, I lay out my publishing schedule based on my posting frequency, and then I assign creation dates to each of those pieces of content based on when I am supposed to work on those, so that I know when it's content creation day, what items to use.